Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is NURUL binti Muhammad HAIZAR.
Hi, my name is NURUL Nisa binti Muhammad SAFIROL.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is AINA NAJWA.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is SUHALAH MAISARAH binti ROSSZI.
The dilemma of chip shortage in the automobile sector based on the double effect of COVID-19 and trade frictions are the concern and aims that the author is aiming to express in this essay. The author wants us to understand and investigate the consequences of the shortage issue, why the automobile sector is affected by a chip shortage, and how automobile companies deal with the chip shortage, disaster, and enhance their emergency management capabilities. Second, the author presents an outline of the car businesses to the reader that the author discusses the impact of COVID-19 and trade frictions on the industrial chain normalcy of the automobile industries, long-term tight supply and demand balance between upstream chip suppliers and downstream vehicle makers, which has been shattered. Fourth, the author demonstrates that it is worthwhile to investigate and debate how vehicle companies deal with chip shortage crisis and enhance their emergency management capabilities.
Purpose of the article. The main purpose of this article is to conduct an actual analysis of the global integrated circuit market structure, supply and demand. The analysis will identify that pandemic control measure and market resource reallocation are the short-term issues that are unbalancing supply and demand for automotive chips. Furthermore, the worldwide chip shortage in the automobile sector may remain rising and making of the industrial chain falling. It is a long industry chain that relies on effective cross-border collaboration, yet there are no international prevention and control measures in place. China faces both difficulties and advantages in the current situation. This article suggests that China should work to expand international collaboration as well as improve China's chip industry core competitiveness through top-level design and encouraging domestic companies to engage in research, also development, and improve their technical performance.
The major finding of this article are the reasons of the chip shortage in the automobile industry and the strategy taken by the automobile industry in coping with chip shortage crisis. This article first examines the reasons for the chip shortage in the automobile industry. The first reason is because COVID-19 is a short-term factor breaking the tight supply and demand balance of automobile chips. Pandemic preparation activities have limited the output. Certain production parameters were forbidden due to pandemic prevention and control efforts. Pandemic preparation activities have limited the output. Second, chip shortage in the automobile industry may continue due to the high degree globalization of the industrial chain and the high sensitivity of geopolitics. A number of stages are required in the production of vehicle chips, electrical components, the bulk of which are complete at various locations across the world. Any broken link might cause the manufacturing schedule to be suspended and deliveries to be delayed. Second, it presents the strategy taken by the automobile industry in coping with the chip shortage crisis. First, policies issued by government of various countries in coping with the chip shortage crisis in the automobile industry. As a means of resolving the automobile industry chip shortage, the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology of the People's Republic of China has proposed putting more effort into research on automobile semiconductor technology, promoting supply and demand, working hard on technical research on automobile semiconductor, improving manufacturing capacity of automobile semiconductor production, and guiding the construction of vehicle-level verification system. Second, strengthen international cooperation and communication, and jointly cope with the chip supply suspension risk. To deal with the pandemic and restore the economy, all nations must strengthen their linkage, increase synergy, and the upstream and downstream of the integrated circuit industrial chain, and reach a consensus on cooperation. That the country should strengthen the top-level design, increase the localization rate of chips, and improve the independent, controllable ability to To accomplish advancement in domestic chip technology, China can use the epidemic of forced local replacement as an opportunity to strengthen top-level design and growth of automobile semiconductors industry. Fourth, enterprises should cooperate with various parties and take precautions from multiple perspectives to cope with the chip shortage crisis. Automobile businesses may enhance their collaboration with upstream suppliers and aggressively seek out alternative items in the short run to address the current chip scarcity. Finally, COVID-19 resulted in a passive decrease in output in the automobile semiconductor industry. The global car sector was impacted by a chip shortage as a result of market resources reallocation. Even if the situation swiftly improves, it may continue to have an impact on the global automobile industry. To that end, this report emphasizes the need of China bolstering international cooperation in order to jointly handle the threat of chip supply disruption. China should improve top-level design, extend chip localization, and strengthen top-level design in the meanwhile. The ability to operate the industrial chain autonomously. Furthermore, to deal with the chip shortage problem in the United States, enterprise should engage with a range of partners and take many precautions the automobile businesses in the long run.
Does auto provide adequate argumentation and evidence? Auto provide the analysis of the few reasons for chip shortage in the automotive industry. The main reason is the automobile industry suffered the chip shortage because of automotive chips only accounted for a relatively low proportion of global chip production capacity, with 12% of the global chip production capacity in 2019, as shown as in the pie chart that auto get from the American Semiconductor Association, also known as SIA. As a result, from the various production factors were restricted due to the pandemic prevention and control measures, companies were forced to reduce their production scale, so that the scale of automotive chip had reached the bottom in April and May 2020, as shown in the sales chart that auto get also from SIA.
The author demonstrates this by utilizing characteristic key discipline project of Guangdong Province Crisis and Emergency Management, Scientific Research Fund project of Guangzhou Xinhua College of Sun Yat-sen University. Secondly, the author gives the source recognition such as the industry chain normality of the long-term tight supply and demand balance between upstream chip suppliers and downstream car manufacturers has been impacted by the pandemic. And lastly, the author profit on by using year-on-year change of monthly sales of automotive chips in 2020 data source from American Semiconductor Industry Association (SIA). The overall topic of the cost of international business for this article is possible delivery interruptions as a result of component availability issues. The seller may be unable to supply within the time given due to the difficulty sourcing the components. The manufacturer needs a variety of methods, the bulk of which are normally carried out in various facilities situated across the world. If any of the link fails, the manufacturing schedule may be interrupted. Furthermore, the production procedure is long. The more time that is required, the more uncontrollable conditions may occur. In the medium term, reallocating resources may reduce the chip shortage in the automobile sector based on current global chip design and production capabilities. In the long run, as the automobile industry pushes toward electrification and intelligence, demand for automotive chip will more than treble. The chip shortage in China's automobile sector might become a toxic rope sticking the development neck, leading the chip shortage issue in the automobile industry to repeat for a lengthy period of time.
In conclusion, due to reallocation of market resource, the global automobile industry was hit by a chip shortage. COVID-19 caused a massive drop in production in the automotive semiconductor industry. This study underlined the importance of China strengthening international cooperation in order to jointly address the risk of chip supply suspension. China should also improve the industrial chain's independent controllable ability, improve top-level design and increase chip localization rates. Shortage of semiconductors or have harmed automobile and other product makers, highlighting the needs of firms ensuring that their supply chains are resilient. This shortage, combined with supply interruption caused by pandemic, have highlighted the importance of identifying and reducing supply chain risks, as well as building a robust strategy for surviving the next storm. Lastly, 3 recommendations as our reflection on the article. The first recommendation as our reflection on the article is policies issued by government of various countries in coping with the chip shortage crisis in the automobile industry. Europe has long been on top in the manufacturing of machinery, vehicles and other industries, but it is falling behind in chip creation. Germany, which is reliant on the vehicle industry, has recognized the gravity of the situation posed by the global chip supply shortage. China has advocated putting more effort into researching automotive semiconductor or technology in order to alleviate the car industry chip shortage problem. Secondly, strengthen international cooperation and communication and jointly cope with the chip supply suspension risk. With Japan and South Korea, China should improve synergy between the upstream and downstream of the integrated circuit production chain. With Japan resource and equipment, South Korea manufacturing capability, and China market, a basic closed loop of the industry will be constructed. Mutual aid in the battle against the epidemic helps them overcome obstacles and encourage more effective collaboration. Lastly, the country should strengthen the top-level design, increase the localization rate of chips and improve the independent controllable ability. Although China produces 1/3 of the world's automobile, it only produces 5% of the world's vehicle chips. China input all of its core chips such as MCUs and other imported goods. The top 5 global automotive chip suppliers have account for around half of the worldwide automotive chip market so far. China should take advantage of the global trend of forced domestic substitution to improve top-level design.